going on, guys? Welcome to the Lopez Pena Show. I'm your host, Nick, and to my left, I have my beautiful wife, host, Mary Beth.
Hi.
Wow, that's what's up. And right in front of me, I have the other host,
Ray.
I was going to say, man, I didn't say it. I was going to say
Ramon.
Oh
Ramon.
my god. Oh.
All right, so we
I remember, sorry, but I remember begging Dad not to call you or not to name you that. Just
Why?
because I wanted any other name but that name.
I love my name.
Well, I'm glad you love it, but your sister at that time did not want you to be named that.
What do you think about my name now?
I still don't.
Wow.
That's why I refused for so long to call you by your name.
What do you like calling me, Ray Ray?
No, now I just call you Ray because it's easy and simple.
Wow, she really does not like my name.
No.
He's like, wait, she really doesn't like my name.
Wow.
No, babe, I don't. I love you though.
Wow.
I just don't like your name.
No.
I like calling you Ray Ray. I like it.
Anyways.
So it's Friday night when we're filming this. How was your guys' week?
I had a very enjoyable week. I mean, nothing much happened, but I think I enjoyed myself pretty well.
Yeah.
I didn't do much, though.
Do you do school? Are you
Yeah.
supposed to be doing?
See, what I did was... See, the problem with what's going on with school right now is
Here's a speech.
I'm doing virtual school right now, and I don't have like all the right classes. I'm in my senior year of high school, and they've been getting like bombarded with tons of students. And the issue is that all my classes are not correct. I only have one class that I'm taking right now, and I've been doing it. And
The one class.
I wish they can see his face. He's like, I've been doing it.
And
Really?
And my guidance counselor has to contact me to switch on my classes, but she has not yet contacted me. I called them a few times, and so she should be contacting me soon. But I just had to talk with my English 4 teacher and record.
Oh my Lord.
Here goes the story.
It's all good.
Well, my day, or my week. That's how my week went.
What happened this week?
It was the same shit, different day. That's all. It was a work week. Typical. I'm glad it's Friday. Woohoo.
While she's hitting here with her wine.
You know it.
Finishing her week.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so this podcast
Babe,
for today.
how was your week?
Yeah, how was your week, Nick?
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Nah, it was the same shit at a different time. Same thing, you know? Not much
Nothing
different.
bad. Nothing bad happened, right?
Nothing bad.
No,
Still suffering
pretty...
from my insomnia, but you know, nobody cares here. So
Oh my God, whatever.
No, I'm saying, like, the listeners, they don't care about my insomnia.
I think some of them do.
I think they would care
think
about
they
your
would.
insomnia.
You know, once I get this all sorted out, I can probably do a podcast of this.
just about insomnia?
To maybe help somebody out there.
Aw.
Yeah.
You know, that is probably going through what I'm going through right now. But I just don't want to get into it because we still don't know for sure. But anyway, so let's get to the subject, right? So this is gonna be a little bit of a sensitive subject this week.
Yeah, very sensitive.
We're gonna be talking about genders.
Okay.
Now, I did some research and I legitimately was trying to find a list of all genders that are right now, right? The problem was that every website I will go, every information I read said a different number. Now, why do you think... I'm sorry. I'm serious. I really, really tried.
I mean, how far off were they? Was one like 20 and
like
one was...
bad.
One was 100, one was 3?
So it was more than 2.
So it was more than... Yeah, it was definitely more than 2. Now,
All right.
this question is not for Ray because I already told him. So what do you think it was maybe the highest number of genders that I found?
Oh my God, how many can there be?
Just guess. Just think of a number.
I'm so excited to know what they are.
I mean, I want to say 10, but you're probably going to be like, that's ridiculously low or something.
It is.
Are you serious?
Yes. The highest I found was 112.
Nah, get the hell out of
genders.
here. No
Yes.
way.
Wow.
But then other page said 58, other page said 33,
What?
other said 62,
That's
and that's when I
bananas.
stopped because any person will know that it's just.
But
Well,
like,
that's okay. So, are you gonna say them all or no?
I mean, I have a website here that.
Excuse me.
I just kept the. Did you just had a hiccup?
Yeah, it's the wine.
So I kept the website because I really honestly stopped. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not even going to go into that because I'm really not good. Anyway, so so I kept the website that said 112.
Oh my God.
And they're
so
in alphabetical order. And then I can't even say these words. We already
Oh
know
my goodness.
my English really sucks sometimes. But so can you read that, babes?
Yeah, honey.
boy.
Right there?
What the heck?
I know.
Abby, move your finger.
Sorry.
Abimagender? Abimagender?
And can you read what it said? I already read it.
Okay, so
goodness.
it's spelled ABIME gender. A gender that is profound, deep, and infinite. Meant to resemble when one mirror is reflecting into another mirror, creating an infinite paradox.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck does
Yo,
that even
that's
mean?
not a gender. That's a mental illness.
It is. It
And
really,
then,
really
and
is.
then the second one is Adamas gender, Adamas gender, a gender that refuses to be
Adamas.
categorized. Wow, there's a lot.
There's a lot. I mean,
Hold on, Nick. Can you get? Oh, I'm sorry. This is what I'm most excited to know. What in the world are these 100 genders?
But like,
112. 112.
What are these 112 genders? Like, what could they possibly be, man?
Listen, I honestly, I was really like, I really wanted a legitimate list that I could find. But when I realized there's so much misinformation and nothing really matched or nothing was accurate, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I didn't see the same thing in each space.
like consistency.
That's the word I was looking for. Everything was different. Thank you.
What was the weirdest gender you saw on there?
That first one
That
I
one?
read.
Yeah, it's just actually, once we're done, you can read about it, but it's just not. It's not okay. It's just not okay. It's really not. You know what I mean? Like, there was one gender here. Hold on.
What was? Oh my goodness.
It's MA. Let me try to find the damn list. God, I lost it.
I hope it's.
It
not
was
people-
MA, and it said attracted to men.
A gender?
MA. It said MA. Like the letter M, the letter A, and it says attracted to men. Anyway, point being is,
And
I stopped right there, right? Because I just wanted to have a list of the genders, but legitimate, I only want to focus on the one gender, which is the one that we seen quite often now, and one that I really struggle with, and it's the non-binary gender.
Can I get off track like severely right now?
Yes,
I
you
can
may.
say one bad thing that happened this week.
Oh boy.
That's fine. Let's do that before we really get into this to the subject.
You want to?
What is it?
You shaving your beard?
Oh wow! She really got on him for the beard.
So I trimmed my beard, and she hates it.
Oh, I hate it so much. You do this every time, and you know you don't like it either.
I don't. But you know what? Sometimes it's nice to start fresh.
Whatever.
And let it grow again. And maybe with some mistake.
She's staring
know-
down his beard at the moment.
Yeah. So,
Okay, sorry. I was
Wow.
looking at you and I thought of it, so I had to say it. I apologize.
Whatever.
Please forgive me.
So let's talk about non-binary. Do you know what non-binary means?
When they are like not, they don't identify themselves as like female or male. Right? Yeah, that's it, right? Isn't it?
And what do you think about it?
She shook.
I don't know. Like for me, it's just this whole topic. Honestly, I don't care about how you want to live your life, what you believe in, whatever makes. I don't give a shit. I have too much going on in my own life to be caring. You know what I mean? I just think it's funny because people don't like to be labeled, but then they're they're still labeling themselves as something. Like I understand how, they would want to, if you're a man and you want to wear dresses and skirts and that be okay and that be the norm. I kind of get that point of it. I do, because at the end of the day, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, wear
I
whatever.
don't think that would make you another gender, though.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. I mean, what's the actual definition of gender?
So hold on, hold your horses.
Okay,
Isn't
sorry.
gender like
'Cause-
chromosomes?
So right, do you know what non-binary means?
Yeah.
You didn't know what it meant.
Yes.
Okay. And you have any thoughts about it?
I think it's quite interesting. I mean, I think that I understand where they're coming from. I just wouldn't consider it like a gender or like
Right.
calling yourself non-binary. I don't agree with non-binary. I understand that they may like it's. I think it's ridiculous.
Right.
I think it's too much. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I really don't care. But I feel like it's just too much. It's like, I don't know. Like,
So
I don't
okay,
know.
so
Everyone's gonna hate me.
not everybody's gonna hate you, but I mean, there's
Some.
some might, but I mean, this is some. We're here to talk about subjects that other people. My Spanish was gonna come out. You saw that?
Yeah. I did.
Other
So
people.
other people, my other people don't want to. I'm too afraid to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so you got gender binary, which means two, male and female, right? That's why the non-binary came out.
Wait, so
Wait,
So,
what?
wait,
so
hold on.
gender binary
Is that one person or is that?
that's no gender binary means male and female.
So they're both, and that's a gender.
No.
Oh, you just mean like
That's-
in general?
Yeah, binary. Yeah, gender binary. That's something that is real, and what it means is either male or female,
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
right? So you have people that are non-binary. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they come out of it. Okay. So now, before we keep going though, because we're gonna get deep. Let's explain that sex and gender are two completely different things. Who
Okay.
you are and who you are attracted to is two different things, right? Who you see yourself as and who you're attracted to is two different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, here's my problem with non-binary.
Oh boy.
Okay.
He's putting his stuff away.
I'm putting my stuff away because the reason why I want to do this podcast because people that obviously are listening and probably don't know us,
Yeah.
I have no problem, obviously, with you being gay or lesbian, or I don't really care if you're a man and you have makeup with a beard, a skirt, and a tie and heels. I really don't care. Do you? My problem with this is that these people are the ones saying, don't label us, right? But they are the ones coming out with all these labels, right? So it's really hard for me to accept non-binary people because legitimately you either female or male. Now I don't want people thinking that I'm like trashing transgenders, okay? Because transgender is not a gender. No. Okay? You either a female that transition to male or a male that you transition to female. Right? Why can't just people be them? Why can't you be you and you be you? You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Why do we need to make a label of it?
True that.
If you want to dress one day as a girl and the next day as a man, then freaking do it.
But can I chime in?
Huh?
Can I chime in?
Yeah, of course.
I think that's their point, though. I think that that they're saying don't label us, but I think the fact that they've been or people have been labeled for forever, like female has to wear pink and dresses and blah blah blah, like that's labeling. Like you go to a store and you go to the female section, you're gonna see that. You go to there's clearly a division between the male side and the female side, and that's technically labeling what females and males are supposed to wear. And I think the non-binary part of it, although it's a label, it's their way of saying we don't fit into the
but
two.
it's still not a gender.
A man who dresses like a woman is still a man. You can't just call yourself non-binary.
Right.
It's not
like
it's
if
not
you
gender.
if you identify yourself as a man and you want to dress as a woman because you feel more comfortable like that, that's okay.
No.
That's okay. But why
yeah.
why we have to create a new gender though?
Yeah, it's like not. It's,
You know what I mean?
It's not
But how
even-
about educating people that, we should let people do and dress however the hell they want.
Right, I see what you mean.
Why if it bothers you so much about labels, then why are you gonna come out with a label?
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
ridiculous.
That's true.
In a gender, just a dad, okay? I don't understand it. The LGBT community, it's, they're all about complaining about people labeling them, right? But they are the ones creating these labels. You see what I'm trying to say? And I'm not saying that they don't have it easy or hard or whatever, but there's Luna in the back again. Okay? But it's, you can complain about labels when you are the one making everything about gay, everything about lesbian, everything about gay couple or lesbian couple or same-sex marriage couple. But then you would what can we just, they also complain about, why can't our marriage just be a marriage? You're like, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. I don't think that people should be gay, lesbian. I think people should be just people. You know what I mean? I don't think you need to be saying...
Yeah, but for so long, and sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine.
But for so long, it's been one way or the highway. And so I understand where they're coming from with the movements and pushing it on everyone to normalize it. I feel like that's...
But that's not normalizing.
But that's not normalizing it.
Normalizing what?
Being
Just
lesbian
being
or gay.
who
By adding
just
a label
loving
to
whoever
it
you wanna
makes it
love.
not normal.
Well, I think...
Right.
But I think they're them trying to be out there is trying to normalize it in the world because it hasn't. It was never normal.
I get that.
I get that, but how about being like, I'm in a sex-based marriage? How
You're in a
about I'm in a same-sex marriage? How about I'm just with somebody I love? Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see that.
You always.
But we're not there yet.
What do you mean we're not there yet?
I don't think we're there yet. Like people, the government in of itself is still very anti-gay. I mean, the Republican Party right now, they're removing a lot of the laws that protected the LGBT community. And so we're not there yet. So I get that people are still very much like, no, we need to fight for this. We need to normalize this because our own government doesn't see it as normal.
And that's perfectly fine. But you cannot complain about labels and keep adding labels. You cannot complain about labels and keep adding letters to the LGBT. Now it's Q, now it's A, now it's just plus. You adding labels, you adding more names to people that are already having a hard time to accept this.
But are they complaining about labels?
Of course they complain.
Because they're the ones who
Yes,
are creating
they
100 labels.
Yeah, it
112
makes
labels.
no sense.
It doesn't.
It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Again, I don't have nothing against that. But I am, I don't believe in labels, and you don't believe in labels.
I don't like labels either.
No, I don't like labels, but I get the reason why there is a push for those labels because without those labels, we wouldn't know that those things were possible, or it's possible for someone to feel like I don't fit within the female or male gender.
And
So it may just confirm that society is messed up because it's the fact that those labels even exist. I think once we get to a point in society where labels are no longer a thing, I think that's when everyone can truly be equal.
Exactly.
But if you keep coming out with labels, you labeling yourself. You are. You cannot complain about labels and come out with labels. And that's fine. That's something that's been for years. That's fine. But it's 2020. You know what I mean? If you want change, you need to start being the change. You're not gonna change. Things are not gonna change if you're gonna come out with new names for things. And
it's honestly just silly.
It is silly. It's just names. But my thing is, how other people that are already having a hard time accepting this, which it's really not really it's not difficult, right? Are gonna feel about seeing all these new things, all these new names. It looks like a joke.
It does.
for somebody that doesn't understand it, you know what I mean? You're not making it easy on yourself. You're really not. You know? And I see your face, and you're not probably not agreeing with what I'm saying right now.
I don't think it's necessarily that I'm not agreeing with you. I think maybe, you know, maybe this is what you think now. But what if you're being like the parents who are so against any, you know, their kids being gay or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that maybe the way you feel about this labeling shit is similar to that of a parent who is very unaccepting of their child being whatever the hell, like if they're a gay boy or a lesbian girl or a gay boy, a straight boy that just fucking likes to wear dresses. Like, do you think that in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you might think differently? Maybe then you'll be like, no, this is okay. Maybe it's normal. Maybe it's okay. There's labels and.
Wait, think differently about what?
About the labels? No.
But like,
I don't believe in labels.
Why would that make it different?
Because I just feel like you're so anti the labels, or I don't know. I feel like you're not thinking of the reasons behind all the labels.
I get the labels, honestly, but I don't agree with the gender labels, the 100. But I agree. I understand the lesbian, gay, and transgender and things like that. I understand it, but I think once I don't agree with. I understand it in today's generation because of everything that's happened in the past and of where we have come. But I think I would like a future where there's no longer labels.
But it wouldn't be necessary.
Right, and I agree with that. But if you're gonna keep going with new labels, we're never gonna get there.
True that.
We're never gonna get there. If you're gonna come out with new genders, we're never gonna get there.
But I just don't think that's what people want. I think they almost like being different, and that's why they have.
And that's 100. Fine. Mm-hmm. But then don't complain when society treats you different.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you mean?
If you don't mind being labeled and that's why you want to be labeled, that's fine. But you can't complain about it. You can't complain when somebody say, "Oh, gay marriage," and you over here saying, "But how can my marriage just be marriage?" You see what I'm trying to say?
I mean that not a little bit, but
because it's just a marriage.
What I mean is like the gender, the multiple mirrors or something like that. That I agree with.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
That's ridiculous.
To me, that doesn't seem like a gender. That seems like you have something wrong with your brain.
Right.
Right. That's not that I understand with. That I agree with. You can't complain about when people are treating you different,
right?
Because that's not a gender.
But again, you know, the thing with non-binary is that they don't want to feel obligated to dress or act in a specific gender.
But the thing is, it's okay to be a man and dress like a woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Just because you do that doesn't make you a male or female. You feel me? Like that's not what makes you a male or female. It's how you feel inside. I don't understand how you feel inside like neither. That doesn't. Oh, that's really what they're saying. I don't understand that. I really don't.
That's what I'm saying. I really don't. I don't get it. Why can't you just be you?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't get why when you talk about with a new gender and a new label. Because mind you, let me clear this out. You know, there's a lot. You know, there's transgender that are non-binary or gender fluid and mind you guys, I'm very knowledgeable of this. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying this is because based on experiences, but you know, you have, let's say, a lesbian that is not, you know, non-binary. Now you see what I'm trying to say?
Why can't you just be a man who dresses like a woman and sometimes dresses like a man? Why can't you just be
That's what I'm trying to say, Ray. That's what I'm trying to say.
That it's just.
But isn't that what they're doing? Like, I don't know.
No, but they're just the way they label themselves. They're saying, I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm non-binary. What? No, you're just a man who dresses up the way you want to dress up.
That's it.
Or you're just a woman who wants to dress up.
My thing is, why a label?
If sex is about you're what's the word? Anatomy. And gender is your gender, which is female or male or whatever. Non-binary is not either female or male. I think that makes sense for them to say I'm non-binary because it's saying I'm neither female or male, so I'm going to dress however I want or act whatever way I want.
You're not neither female or male.
Right. There's only two. Only two.
Like, it's just...
I mean, there's only two.
I mean, see, that's a complicated one. That's a complicated one because I can't really. I'm not in their head, you know.
There's only two genders.
But I just don't see how there could not only be two genders. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's 112, but I really doubt it. You know.
No, there's only two genders. You know what I mean? And then
is any of those genders backed up by any science, something,
I
or
really
is it
don't.
just
No, there's
people
not.
making
I'm
up
pretty sure
names
science
or
says there's only two genders.
yes, scientifically, there's only two genders.
And also, science does back up transgender too.
They do.
Which is not non-binary or
It's
other
not.
one
It's
of the 100.
transgender. It's not a gender.
It's transitioning from male or female, which is the two genders.
Right. So again,
But how can you be transgender and you feel like you're not what you're born with, but it's not okay for non-binary people to feel like they're neither?
Because they're saying that they're neither. You're
right.
either
But
one
why?
or the
But
other.
why not?
But so what are you?
Nothing.
An alien?
But
I don't
Nothing.
get it.
But I mean, I think that's just. I just think
I
that's silly.
I just
That's
feel
silly.
like if someone can say or believe that they're not the body or not your anatomy, it doesn't match. I feel like that's unfair to say like those people who don't feel like either or is not okay. Like, I don't think that's fair.
But why make it a gender?
Because that's
I see what you mean.
but that's not, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't feel either one, then that would be a gender because it's like neither one. They don't feel like either.
Honestly, that doesn't. That's a complicated one. Because I don't think that. I see what you mean. It's just I don't think that would call it a gender. I would say that's like almost like they would need. I'm not saying this in a mean way. I just think they may need to see a therapist. And I think they may need to like. I think that may be. That's a complicated one because I don't want to be mean and say they have a mental illness.
I personally believe it's unfair for someone to be okay with someone being transgender or understanding the transgender and not being okay with someone who is non-binary.
Well, let me explain them because the reason I'm okay with being transgender is because they are saying they are one gender and then they're saying that they don't feel like that gender, they feel like the other gender. But non-binary is saying that they're one gender, but they're saying, oh, I'm not this gender, I'm no gender. What do you mean you're no gender? You're a gender. There's some, I see what you mean. I'm very confused on this,
I
tried to
personally
explain myself,
believe that why the hell not? Why can't you be non-binary? Because I know this is weird, but
I don't understand because last week she was not okay with non-binary,
I wasn't.
I'd rather non-binary.
and now she's okay. I don't understand.
Because we're having a discussion about it.
Yeah.
We're learning about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
We're
Like,
talking about it.
we're talking about
But,
it.
like, you see, I'm almost at the point right now where I'd rather someone say that, actually, screw it. I'm okay with people being non-binary, because I'd rather someone be non-binary. I think, I'm okay with someone being non-binary, but the other 100 and
Yeah.
something genders.
I'm
is
still
just
not okay
stupid
with
to
it
me.
at all whatsoever. It's not like I'm okay with it because obviously I'm not gonna care, right?
See,
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I find it very just confusing.
But that's so crazy to me because it's like, how, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. How can someone I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know,
I don't get how you can't be okay with that or not understand it. Because it's like if you're a transgender person, if your physical body is a male and you feel, it's just you feel inside, whatever it is that's inside of you feels like you're a female. Why is that not equivalent to someone who, let's just say, again, in a female body or a male body, and doesn't feel like either or? Why that can't be okay? Why is that not acceptable? Because it's literally how you feel, right?
Transgender people transition to the opposite sex.
Because of how they feel.
To the second gender.
Because of how they feel.
These people are saying they are either.
Right.
So what are you?
Neither. They don't feel like either.
And that doesn't sound crazy to you.
If I can accept someone being transgender, I can accept someone being non-binary. That's just my personal opinion.
That's your personal opinion.
Yes,
but
it
I don't, for me, like I said, mind you, I accept anybody, whatever it is. I don't understand it. And I just don't agree with it. I really don't. Because you either or. You really either or. All you have to say is you are who you are. And that's it. I don't think that there should be a new gender, and a label to identify you. Mm-hmm. To not to identify you, but to express yourself. Or just be whoever the hell you are. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think there needs to be a need for a new gender. Mm-hmm. That is not a gender, mind you. And a new label. Why? Why there has to be a new gender and a new label for it?
Well, coming into this podcast, I was already set on my opinion on it, but after talking about it, I'm now stuck in a loop and I'm very confused. I don't know whether to. I'm just not really I understand it, but I'm just.
Okay, how about this? How do you guys feel about? There's a lot of parents raising their kids non-binary.
No, I do not. Okay.
How do you feel about that? Raising your kid either sex.
But what would that even entail?
Exactly. Raising them with no sex.
What does that mean?
They won't treat them he or she. They will treat them as they or them. And they tell them they can choose their sex.
I don't give a shit. Are you saying?
Oh my!
Are you
saying, that's detrimental.
Are you saying?
I need you to understand. This was not her thought 2 days ago.
Okay,
no, it really wasn't. I will honestly say that I was on your same page, but talking about it really completely changed my mind. But hold on 1 second. So to me, so raising, let's just say Kyra, she is anatomically a female. So what would that mean if I were to raise her non-binary? Won't say she.
That you won't treat her like a girl or a male. So how the hell are you gonna treat her
like anything? Like, I don't know. What do you mean?
That's
like
exactly
what.
What.
Male or female.
Specifically, what does that mean? Because I feel like that's what I do now. I feel like
you call her a female, and you.
Well,
and
okay,
she thinks she's a female.
Well, the
but
terms,
if you were to raise her
of course.
non-binary, she would say that she's neither male or female. Well, I think it's letting her choose whether to be male or female or non-binary. I don't agree with that at all.
I guess the names, obviously I call her she, whatever, like, yes, but I mean like more of if she wants to wear boy clothes, I don't give a shit. If like the color blue, you know, if she favors that, like those things, like I don't give a shit. If she wants to be
non-binary.
Exactly. Thank you.
Ooh.
There doesn't have to be a label for it or a gender for it. We already raising her like that.
Bro,
she can wear whatever the hell she wants. She wants a toy. She wants to be a wrestler. She wants to be I don't care. If she tells me tomorrow she wants to wear jeans and a tie, I'll let her wear a jeans and tie.
This has got me stuck.
But do I have a label for it? Do I have a new gender for it? No. She is Kyra, and I'm allowing her to be whoever she wants to be. Yeah. But we still call her she.
Well, obviously.
So, and here is my problem. And I'm going to say this because whoever knows me knows where I'm coming from. Here's my problem with raising kids non-binary. Mm-hmm. For me, it puts a bad name in transgenders. And I'm going to explain why. Transgenders are something that you are born with. And you cannot, this is who you are. This is how you feel. And this is it. There's no choice to it. This is not a choice. This is who you are. Raising your kid non-binary, you're giving this kid a choice. You feel me? Being transgender is not a freaking choice.
I get that.
So raising a kid non-binary, you're giving this kid a choice since they're babies. You know what I mean? And we know this couple, and obviously I'm not going to mention the name. And when they met,
isn't a choice.
it's not.
I see that.
Okay.
I get
so,
that. Interesting.
So here's the thing. We know this couple that mentioned this comment a couple times. And I still quiet in the moment because my time is value. And when I don't think you're worth my time, I just ignore it or agree with it. But I'm going to say it now. This couple, we were talking about our gender reveal, right? And they had a fit, saying how they don't agree with gender reveals because how your kid is going to feel when he grows up or she grows up and turns out transgender, right? And you were jumping and celebrating that they were that gender. And, I still quiet, but this is what I'm going to say to that stupid ass comment, okay? Your kid does not give a shit if you jump in their gender reveal because you would have jumped just the same for the next one because all you want is a healthy kid.
Yeah.
What your kid needs and wants is that the moment they tell you they're transgender, they only have your full support, your unconditional love, and your help because it's going to be a hell of the fucking ride. That's all your kid needs. You can do gender reveals because, obviously people that have no parents have no idea what being a parent.
Of course.
But you're going to jump just the same. We were just happy with Kyra, and if it was a boy, we would have been just as happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just because all you want is a healthy baby. It's just for the fun of it. So this is what I mean that, labels again. You see what I'm trying to say?
Oh, this is so hard.
Because,
Yeah, I know, right?
and I get that they're probably thinking, oh, but it comes out transgender, that's fine. But I promise you, transgender people don't give a shit if you jump and you were happy and celebrating and throw a party because it came out boy or girl.
No.
They don't care. They don't give a shit. All they want is your support from the moment that they tell you. As long as you do that, they don't care.
Yeah.
So, and this is what I mean. Like, is it too much?
Damn, no. You got me thinking a lot now. No, I
Thank
don't
you.
even know.
Is it too much with the labels? Is it too much?
No, what you said about transgender people, it's like not a choice. That really impacted me. So now I really just don't know. I don't know what I agree with anymore. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you do you. I don't care. But the label itself,
It's just the label.
I don't.
What I have problems with is the label. And I know it's not, I guess, a new label, but you're seeing it more often now, But why is there a need?
Oh, Luna.
There goes Luna again.
Luna, stop.
Why there has to be a need for a new gender? What can you just be you? You see what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I
got you that. I was.
It's like I get not the necessary need. I get the why about them trying to push the borders and normalizing that men can wear whatever and girl. Like, I get, you know what I mean? Like, I get that point, and maybe to really and I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
And again, I understand that the LGBT community, they have each other, right? A lot of people do it for support. A lot of people do it, you know what I mean? And I think somebody that is coming out at a very young age might reach out to obviously the LGBT community so they don't feel alone because sometimes their parents don't even support them, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. That's not my point. My point is, why keep coming out with new labels? Why keep coming out with new genders? When you don't want labels and you want everything to be normalized. It's very contradicting. It is extremely contradicting. You want something, but you keep coming out with new names. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
I think the one thing that irritates me is the pronouns. What is it, like?
They and them. Why?
Isn't there like other ones, or is it just those two?
And the fact that they want people to ask like what their pronouns are.
Oh yeah,
I'm not doing that. That's a little much.
No, I mean, we obviously did some study before, and we were watching a video, and there was a guy, literally dressed as a guy, that he identifies as non-binary, and he said that he gets mad because people assume he's a guy. But I mean, how can you get mad at that?
Yeah.
How can you get mad at that? I don't understand.
Mind you, the guy actually... Are you talking about... Which one are you talking about?
The video we were just watching.
Well, the guy was, like, dressed as a female, though.
I wouldn't say he was dressed like a female. I would say he was dressed like a gay dude.
Oh, you're talking about... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was more feminine.
He was just feminine. But, I mean, it was... You know what I mean? So how can... You can't get mad at that. You can't get mad at... You really can't.
Yeah, that seems kind of silly to me for someone to get so upset.
Right. We're not going to be asking when you meet someone. It's just not rational to assume that you have to ask for pronouns every time you meet somebody. If you get them wrong, listen, you're always going to assume, and the person corrects you politely, then you switch them.
Yeah, like whatever.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know, and that's understandable. But the person needs to understand and not say, "Oh, I can't believe they didn't ask for my pronouns." It's irrational.
Can you imagine if we ask every single person that we meet that?
No, it's just not
Hey,
right.
what's your pronoun?
What are your pronouns?
Before we talk, it's just not right. It's just not right.
What would you like me to call you today?
You have to be understandable. You really, really do. I mean, we obviously nowadays things have changed, but obviously we're still not there yet, right? Again, if we keep coming out with new letters of the alphabet and the LGBT, and if we keep coming out with new genders,
LGBTQIA,
dude,
TUVXY.
they added a plus because they can't keep up. And seriously, no, now has a plus at the end.
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's just for me, them doing that is making hard on themselves for society to accept them as quote unquote normal, because really what is normal, right? But you making it hard on yourself.
I agree.
Coming out with more names, more letters, more genders.
I agree with
When people still haven't even accepted the other ones. How about start pushing people to accept you for people, for human beings, that you allow entitled to love whoever you want and to dress however you want, and that's it. How about that? It's that simple. There's no need to labels, no need for genders. There shouldn't be no need for any of that. And certainly, there's no need for parents to be raising their kids non-binary. That's a big no for me. That I'm completely against. Completely against.
Specifically, what you mean?
That's my only problem with it.
Wait, hold on. But specifically, non-binary, because that's what confuses me when you say that. Like, are you meaning? Because I feel like we do that with Kyra anyways.
No, because that's like saying, okay. It's like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
if
what do you mean
didn't
specifically? Because I don't
What
understand.
are non-binary?
No, I asked you specifically what you mean.
They literally don't call their kids either he or she. They don't.
So
treat
what the
them
hell they call
like,
them? Them? They?
them, yeah.
Ay, Dios mío.
But you were just saying you understood what non-binary is.
And then they let them choose what gender they want to be.
How is that okay? If it's okay with adults, why is it not okay with kids?
No,
I think it's worse with kids.
It's worse with kids. I think it's worse with kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's not the point that that's not at all the point that I was trying to say. What I'm trying to say is because, like I said, I feel like we are raising Kyra that way in the sense that I don't give a shit if she does boy things or girl. I don't care.
That's
not non-binary because her room is pink with glitter.
Because she loves pink with glitter.
I get that,
but if she liked black or blue or whatever, we would have painted that color.
But
she still has a girly name.
Yeah, but she's still a girl.
And we still treat her like a girl.
That's not non-binary.
We just letting her pick whatever she wants to dress or whatever she wants to play with.
That's not non-binary.
But isn't that exactly the point of non-binary people? Is that the whole gist of what you're trying to say? Is let them do them?
Yes, that's what I want.
And
people.
don't label it as non-binary.
Exactly.
Okay, that's why I was asking specifically what you meant. So I understand.
But what I'm saying is there's people out there raising their kids non-binary. So it's
I'm
letting their
sorry.
kids choose whatever the hell they want to be.
Please don't do that.
You know what I mean? And for me personally, and this is a personal experience, I'm completely against it because it puts such a bad name in transgender people.
It really does.
Because most of people thinks that transgender choose because somebody wants to
But do
choose
you
such a hard
think-
life.
like,
Do you think that them raising them non-binary is giving not letting them choose, but letting them express themselves in everything so that way they can say, no, I truly feel like a man or a boy, or I truly feel like a female, instead of like, let's just say someone who is transgender, but they were raised, let's just say they're a trans man. Wait, what's that? Girl to
Girl to man.
yeah, so they were raised obviously as a female,
Mm-hmm.
but what if they were raised as non-binary? And then when they got to a teenager, whatever age it is that you feel like whatever, then they could be like, okay, no, but I feel like a man. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they're gonna say that's because the parents give them a choice.
But I don't mean that's what I know that was what you think, but I'm just saying, what if a transgender person was raised non-binary as a kid, and do you think it would not help them because they didn't go all those years dressing in pink, if they were, felt like a man, or having long hair, or girly name? I don't know. I'm just thinking
I mean, you can't help that though. Like,
Right,
if
no,
you're born a female, you can't help but you be raised in that body. You can't change that.
That's true. I just mean like the outside stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Right. I mean, technically, for a transgender person, it will be a lot easier on their transition if they started in a younger age before they hit puberty, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like scientifically, right?
Of course,
it's
of
a lot
course,
better.
yes.
Before they hit puberty, it's better if they start hormones or estrogen or whatever the case might be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. Again, society thinks that transgender is a choice, and it is not, right? Society has such a hard time accepting transgenders already, right?
Mm-hmm.
And making it a choice. When you're raising your kid as a non-binary, you are giving them a choice. You see how complicated it can be, and how it can make a bad name to transgender when they're not choosing. They're not choosing. This is who they are.
But I also think that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just think that non-binary, that the gender non-binary and the other 3,000 genders are really giving a bad rep to the transgender people in this world. And I think that it's just really giving them a bad name, and I don't agree with it.
I mean, can you imagine calling Kyle they and them?
No.
Okay, then. So it's just doesn't make any sense.
But also because I'm not used to that. But maybe if it was a thing, then
I'm sorry, that's just silly.
No,
That's silly.
You're just trying to be nice for the viewers. That's all.
hell no.
No.
Hell no. Don't ever say that. I'm
Please.
super offended that you said that.
Oh,
Super
my
offended.
goodness.
But I also know the reality situation. Maybe 100 years from now, it may be normal to say that. And so
They and them.
I'm just saying there's a possibility. And so 100 years from now, it wouldn't be
Isn't
a
it they
thing.
and
I
them
hope-
a plural?
I hope
thing?
the world doesn't go into that. I think that would be terrible.
I want you to know I'm super offended with what you just said. Super offended, and I hope you take it back.
I'll take it back.
Because if anything, I'm being 100% pure and honest right now. Pure and honest. I'm
take
super
it
offended.
back. Oh my goodness. We're not here to get offended.
I don't give a shit. I'm fucking
We're
offended.
here to talk. But I mean, seriously.
I hope that doesn't become a thing. But it looks like we're on that way.
I mean, it looks like we're on our way, but I'm sorry. I don't see somebody raising their kid as non-binary a right thing to do.
I think they're just making it harder on themselves, because that's just...
How you explain a kid that they're either, that they can choose? A 3-4-year-old.
No, I can't do that.
How do you explain that to them?
I think I'm out of the chat.
You go. You go.
Leaving the chat room.
You know this kid.
I know, I'm kind of over it at this point. I mean,
this
I get the
kid's-
point. I think it's difficult for kids to even know what the hell gender really is.
Okay, but one last thing. What about this kid's going to school and they hear everybody saying he, she, whatever, and then they go home and they call it they and them.
Like, did you just call me he? No, I'm they.
A 4 or 5-year-old.
What? Like,
I'm sorry, but that's not right.
like, what if it's mandatory for teachers? What if it's mandatory for like teachers to be like, "What's your pronouns? What would you like me to call you?" Like, it's just like, why go into like why go that way? It's just.
It may go that way.
I think so too. I think that's where we're going. I think that's where we're headed in the next.
I really
100
hope
years.
not. I really hope not.
Me too. I think it's silly and ridiculous, but you can't help. You can't help.
I feel like at the end of the day, like, I just don't give a shit. I really don't care. If
I
we
do.
go there, I don't care. Whatever. I'm just gonna do me. My family's gonna do me. You know, if we continue to call each other he, she's, or whatever, that I don't care. And if you want me to call you they, them, I'll do it. I don't care. I don't care. I love everyone. Get over it.
I mean, I'll
Love
do
is
it. If somebody
love.
asks me to call them they, them, I'm going to do it.
I'll do it,
But do I
Like-
think it's stupid? I think it's stupid.
yeah. me
Sure.
too. I just hope it doesn't. Like, I dread a future where people ask what your pronouns are. Because I really do believe that there are only two genders, and I believe in people being transgender, and I believe in transitioning. I just do not believe, like, it's a fact that there is only two genders. It's a straight fact, and whatever you may believe, it's science, it's life, it's just the truth, and I can't. This is far too complicated for me to comprehend.
Like,
I
for
mean, I
me,
did
it's
say it was
like,
going to be a sensitive subject
Yeah,
at the
this
beginning.
is-
I did warn you guys.
it's difficult for me because it's like, you know, I think I'm a very accepting person. I think people are very interesting, especially when they're not normal. You know what I mean? I find it so interesting.
And you know, I'm into those things too. I think it's super cool when I see a guy, you know, wearing heels, walking down,
Yes.
looking like crazy awesome.
Did you
but-
just say crazy awesome?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
because
didn't even sound
they
right.
usually, but I mean,
You don't
they
say
be
that
looking
shit.
like cool. You know what I mean? They look really cool.
He's been saying a lot of my words.
What the
lately.
hell?
Yeah,
It's
what's
crazy
going on?
We're
awesome.
spending too much time together.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to label them.
Like, I just want everyone to get along. Who cares? I don't care.
Labels, I think labels separate people instead of unite.
I agree.
And for me, that's what I'm against.
That's my thing. I hope the future leads more towards not the they and them, but just a lot less labels or none.
And to get there, we need to stop making labels and new genders and new labels and new letters.
We'll have to
That's
get-
what we need
No
to do.
letters.
but,
That's
you
what we
know,
need to do to stop that.
Society is going in
Because we already have too many.
the direction of, you know, they, them. I'm non-binary. I believe I'm like two mirrors looking into each other. I'm in depth. I'm universal.
I'm gonna let you read all those 112 genders.
I probably will. No, I can't. I'm done with this conversation. Honestly, like I'm so done with the whole genders and everything. Like it's
Yeah, I'm over it.
ridiculous. That just gave me like a huge like brain loop that I can't get out of.
You're not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
No.
Yeah, it's a bit much, man. It's a bit much. It is very, it's like overcomplicating things.
Mm-hmm. It'll be a lot easier. if There's no labels.
Yeah, true that.
But I still feel like the reason why there's labels is because there's always been just one way of doing things. And so people are trying to push the boundaries. Like, I get that. I get that.
And I get that too. But again,
But it's not a gender.
right. But what I'm saying is, I get that. I really do. But how about we stop there, creating new ones, and more, and just be you. Just be you. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Because not everyone
Be
thinks like you.
yourself. then they need to start thinking of it.
Wow.
Just love
There's
whoever
a
you wanna-
billion people in this
Just
world.
love whoever you want to love. Dress however the hell you want to dress, and that's it. Period. There's no need for gender and labels. That's it. That's it. And I'm gonna wrap this up because these two are over this subject, and I can continue talking about
Literally,
it.
like I'm so done.
So you guys can find us in Instagram and Facebook at the Lopez Pena Show.
Yo, me
And,
about you're like just looking down, like
Dude,
just
they're not gonna sleep tonight. They're not gonna sleep tonight.
like, what's going on?
I
right
just
now?
feel so conflicted because, like, in one end, I'm like, God, this is too much. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Oh my goodness gracious! At the sec, and then the other hand, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Whatever. Love each other.
It's a hard
you
subject.
do you.
Like, it's like there's a part of me that somewhat agrees with it, but then there's a part of me that doesn't.
Exactly,
It's
I
just
know.
like I'm arguing within myself about whether I should agree with this or not, and then it's just like, why am I even thinking about this?
Like, I really am torn about the transgender piece because, like, for me, it's like, how can I be totally fine with understanding, accepting how someone can be transgender, and then the other hand, I'm like, but why we can't do the same thing for non-binary people, you know? But then what you said really impacted me, babe. Like, where transgender people don't choose, so it's like,
beyond comprehension.
but maybe you don't choose to be non-binary.
Don't play me right now. They're literally choosing one day to be dressed as female, one day to dress as man. They're
God.
choosing to be whoever they want to be. And that's okay.
That's not a
But
gender.
don't make it a gender, and you cannot compare it to transgender.
It's not a gender.
No.
I guess that's the point, though. It's not a gender.
But if you want me to call you they them, I don't care. But
Yeah.
like Nick said, I still think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're probably going to get a lot of heat from it.
I'm sorry, guys.
But
Sorry,
We're-
not
you know,
sorry.
we're always willing to listen to whatever opinions you have. So like,
yeah, of
Legit,
course. You're
legit.
legit. You're legit.
if you're more mature than us, then you're more than welcome to give us an intellectual thing about how non-binary people work. So.
I know, but again, dress however you want to dress. Love who you want to. It's too late now, guys. Love whoever you want to love. Dress however you want to dress, and that's it for tonight. Have a good night.
Bye.